Oh, yeah. One lonely beastie I be, all by myself without nobody. What's going on? Sun's beating down on my baseball hat. My beer's getting warm. My beer's getting flat. Oh, what's up, Giant fans? We got to throw up the Giant logo so you can know it's a Giant channel. What's up, everybody? What's going on? We got Caesar in the house. We got Mike Lee. We got Big Blue Forever. We got James Williams. We got Pimp Dame, Slickback, and Dominic's in the room. Saw Afghanistan. Oh, baby. Yeah, here as well. We got the 3-1 New York Football Giants. Sounds interesting. 3-1. 3-1 Football Giants. New York Football Giants. Make sure you get it right. We already got good questions. Good vibes. Good vibes. Cough, cough, elbow. Good vibes. We're always gonna have good vibes because you know what? That's just what we are here. We are good vibes. We don't want to offend anyone anymore. We are the kinder, gentler Tim. That's what we are. We don't want to make anyone upset by calling Daniel Jones Danny Tebow Jones. We don't want to do that. What's up, Alex Sports? What's up, LJ? We want to just be happy. We want to just make sure that as a community, as a giant community, that we are as one.
Money talks. Bullshit runs the marathon. So, see ya. And I wouldn't want to be.
If you believe that, I got a bridge to sell you in Brooklyn. You don't like us? You don't like the cult of OBB? Screw you. Because we know what we talk the truth. We talk the honesty. We talk everything in between. We got the 3-1 Giants who beat a bad Bears team. I was at the game. Sat there with Big El Gigante, hanging out. It was an ugly game. It was an ugly game to watch. It was a terrible game to watch. It was a god-awful game to watch. You didn't realize how many times Saquon Barkley ran the ball, though. You really didn't. Because you looked at one point in time, you're like, he's got 30 carries. The Bears kind of figured out that the Giants were running play action rollouts. Took them a little while to figure it out in the second half, but they figured it out, shut it down. And I have to give Kafka and I have to give Dable credit because I said it's very Shermer-esque what they're doing with Daniel Jones. They're cutting the field in half. They're giving him one option, and if the option's not there, he runs. And if the option's not in, and if the linebacker or the safety gets off the tight end to get Daniel Jones, and he's got an open target. And if not, then he's got field ahead of him. Smart. Because you know the limitations of your quarterback. Does anyone think? Some people don't think.
The ability to speak does not make you intelligent. Now get out of here.
Some people don't think. Because this offense has gone beyond vanilla. Is there a flavor beyond vanilla? Is it vanilla extra? I'm not sure. But do you think that it's gone this way? Just because Dable and Kafka are like, you know what? You know what we need to do? We need to slow this down a little bit. That's what we need. No. They know what they have. Admiral Mutombo. Saquon Barkley right now is better than Chubb. But they know what they have in this team. What's up, Mark? Mark Hernandez. What's up, Tim? Let's go, Giants. They know what they have in this team. They know what they have in their quarterback. They know what they have in general. And that's the thing. They know. They understand this. They understand and this is the thing that makes me smile. They understand what they have in their quarterback. They do. They get it. He's a kid that can't see down the field. He's a kid that has limited ability to read and process. You're going to be best to just roll him out. And you're going to be best to give him limited options so he doesn't make a mistake and hurt the team. Why do you think that the offense has gone so beyond simplistic? I said it. I've been saying it for a couple of weeks. I would never throw the ball. I would run the ball 497 times a game. And when Dable came out after the game and said, we wanted to run the ball 40 times. I think they ran it 44 times or 41 times. Can't remember. But he said he wanted to run the ball 40 times. I would have ran the ball 40 times too. Make them stop the run. Make them stop it. And people are going to point out, well, the drop pass by Darius Slayton on Daniel Jones's big deep throw. Well, you know what? It was pass interference. You got the call. and it wasn't that great of a throw. The Tyrod Taylor throw was overthrown, and Darius Slayton should have been playing the cornerback as that corner was a wide receiver, and Darius was corner. He did not play the ball well. He did not go after the ball, but it was basically a long punt. But do you think it was that Daniel Jones was in the game for almost 3 quarters, and he threw the deep ball once? Tyrod Taylor's in for 12 plays, and they launch a deep pass. Is it by coincidence? Is it by design? And they understand, you know what? You just run the ball till you stop the run. That's it. It's not that difficult. Make sure you hit the like when you hit the chat. It's not that difficult to figure out. It's not that hard. And the problem is Saquon Barkley right now is playing on another level. For everyone that wants to give all the credit in the world to Daniel Jones, Danny Wheels, no one's giving the credit to Saquon Barkley. Without Saquon Barkley, we are not 3-1. Hell no. We are not 3-1 at all. He's playing at a different level right now. And Daniel Jones is a game manager. If you go to Webster's right now and look up in Webster's the definition of game manager, there will be a picture of Daniel Jones right there. And if you don't like it, and if you don't want to hear it, then shut up and go away. Because I don't care. I really don't. I love, I think it was Mark Gorga. I think his name is Mark Gorga. I can't remember. Mike Gorga. He's an idiot that leaves comments all the time. And he left a comment today because I basically say, I find it interesting that I seem to be the only content creator that's ever at games. And he's like, well, this and that. And someone so succinctly point out, well, Tim gives away his super chats and Tim takes subscribers to games. And you have other content creators that live in the New York area and they don't go, but somehow I'm the bad fan. Somehow I'm the bad guy. You need people like me. So you can point your finger and say, there he is. That's the bad guy. I don't like being the bad guy. I don't mind being the bad guy, but I'm going to be the honest bad guy. I'm going to be the guy that, LJ, it's your birthday. 43 today. LJ, do you want to come on? Happy birthday to LJ. Happy birthday to LJ. Happy birthday, dear LJ. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Much more for the LJ. For everyone that does not know, give a big shout out to the LJ. Yes, Dom could not get tickets to the London game. That's why I'm not going. Dom fucked up. Didn't get London tickets. London is not calling because Dom didn't get tickets. Not happy with you, Dom. Where are you? You should be on the stream. Game manager extraordinary. You know what I'm gonna do since it's LJ's birthday? I'm only gonna go LJ comments. No, I'm just joking. Let's go back and see what we got here. What do we got in the room here? We got Alex Sports. Let's see. Let's start with Mark. Let's go right here. Let's go start with Frank. Let's go with David first. David says, I wish Daniel Jones could stay healthy like TiVo. I love this one. We need Barkley to get 40 touches this Sunday. He needs to get 41 touches. What's up, Zach Attack? We got Captain Matumbo saying, what is Captain Matumbo saying? I don't know what Captain. I'm available. Come on, Dom. Well, Dom's available. So you know what? Hold on. I have to, oh my God. Oh, how do I do this? This is the problem with technology. You have to be technically savvy. I have 151. How do I have 150 text messages? Evidently, I'm not looking at my text messages. We're going to send this over to We're going to send this over to Dom-O-Matic. I like how he texts me. You could Dom, and I'm talking to Dom on the phone, like Dom can hear me. Dom, you could just say this in the stream, Copy that, and then I got to go to this app. It's great when people love this. People love when I do this. I just do my own, making my own punchlines as you didn't bite. No, I don't bite. Happy birthday to LJ and many more. All right, we sent that out to the we sent that out. All right, what do we got here? Alex Sports says, Sills reminds us that David Sills is a practice squad player. I'm tired of the David Sills experiment. The David Sills experiment is giving me a headache. I watched it, and it's different when you watch the game at the stadium than it is on television because you get to see the full nuances. And I laugh because you see him run some routes and he gets no separation. He gets nothing. And his blocking is beyond subpar. Well, that was quick.
That's what she said.
It's the Dom-o-matic. 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 That's your new theme song. Your actually new
awesome.
theme song is Dom is I fucked up. I didn't get tickets.
Well, you know, it's true. Getting tickets is nigh impossible. Me and the King of Idiots have been trying for years unsuccessfully.
And that's why he's the king of idiots. That's why we call that's
Yeah,
why
it's not helped me out, has it?
No, it's not. Let's take a look at what we got here. What does David say? David says Sills could be the best.
Bot, by the way.
What's that?
You got a bot, by the way.
A bot. Oh, a robot. Oh, you know what? If you don't already know, no, it's not a bot. That's my subscriber. Everyone jump out to after this stream, mega69.com, 84% off all the porn that you can get. Greatest porn ever. And they're a big time sponsor of the show. And for those that do not know that, make sure you get that. Make sure you take care of that. Let's see here. Zach Attack. Let's see here. Dom. Let's see. David says Stills could be the best receiver if he ever learns to run forward after catching the ball instead of running backwards. I'm tired of David Stills' experiment, Dom. I really am. I'm sick of it. I watched it. I've watched it now in full effect for 2 games at the stadium. I don't get it. I don't see it. It's all, when Daniel Jones in the fourth quarter, stood off to the side in the wide receiver position because he couldn't run. And Saquon Barkley was in the Wildcat. I thought to myself, if you put a 13 on that jersey instead of that 8, it's David Sills, because that's exactly what David Sills does during the game.
I mean, isn't David Sills our third pick quarterback? Isn't he? He's former quarterback. And yet they still didn't ask him to go under center.
I was rooting for Big L Gigante will tell you, I was rooting for David Sills to get in the game.
I was too. So he didn't have to catch it.
I was yelling for David Sills to get in the game. I was yelling. We actually sat in the coaches club this last game, and Big L and I actually went to the seats and watched the game from the seats like normal people, not like you, I, and everyone else did. So we were like in, I think, the 19th row we were in. So I'm literally yelling on the 50-yard line in the 19th row, put in Sills. He was a quarterback at West Virginia. No. He sucks. You know what? David Sills is the best NFL player because he sucks at 2 positions.
I mean, yeah. I said last year when people were going, David Sills, let's have him. No, please no. The man can do nothing. Nothing. You said he's a practice squad player. He's not even that. I'm sorry. He really is that bad. I've always hated Sills. I can't be objective about him, but I don't think I need to be. No,
I don't think you need to be. What does Jeff say? Jeff says, one thing you don't need is Odell Beckham Jr. Bad news before, and we would bad news now. Timmy, that. Send him to Gettleman. Beckham's not coming. He had surgery in February. They're saying that if he's going to be ready, the earliest that he can be ready is November. And they're not saying when in November. And the season ends in January.
I don't think he's going to be ready till the postseason. Not properly.
No.
And we can't. And we can't afford him. And he's injury prone. I mean, I loved Beckham when he was here. Absolutely loved him. What a player. But he's not the player he was. And he's not the player he was.
2 surgeries on the same leg in 18 months. Is that a recipe for disaster to sign somebody?
It doesn't bode well, does it?
I love this Pip Name Slickback comment right here because I've been saying this. I love how people who blame Jason Garrett for everything are now celebrating the Giants running a conservative offense. This offense is even more. This offense realistically has a better offensive line than 2021.
Yep.
Realistically, they do. And somehow he's right. They are running more of a conservative offense. And I find it perplexing that there are 2 offensive coordinators now who have dumbed down this system to almost nothing in reference to innovation. Why?
Because the quarterback can't run anything else. And in fairness, the weapons aren't there either to go full explosive. So it's a double whammy.
But how do you know the weapons aren't there if you don't throw the ball down the field? I will say
Because
that I will say
it's
this
Richie
about
James and David Sills.
I will say this about David Dangerous Sills. There were 2 plays on Sunday that, and I talked about this in one of my videos. There were 2 plays. There was one play he was on the right sideline, and he had I would say a 5 to 7 yard cushion from the defensive back behind him, and he had about a 5 to 7 yard cushion to the defense, from the safety in front of him. He was open, and Daniel Jones didn't even look his way. And then there was another play, same with the dangerous David Sills, that David Sills literally there was not a defensive player within 10 yards of him. Daniel Jones never looked his way.
In defense of the defensive players on this one, they probably didn't think they had to be within 10 yards of him.
They thought it was going to be a drop.
But I mean, but it's a double whammy, right? You know, but the big issue, we've talked about it before, is the limitations of the quarterback, and that's why you're not going to win. Yes, he got 2 running touchdowns, and he came back in at the weekend when we had no one else to play quarterback. You know, apart from our former college and quarterback, but never mind. But you know, like we said it before, you can't win anything with him, and you have to give Dable and Kafka credit for the way they set that team up to win that game. They set up the offense to win the game, and they did it.
Well, Dable even said he wanted to run the ball at least 40 times. I still think they listen to this channel because I said it a million times. I would never throw the ball. I would run every single play.
We literally didn't throw the ball for the last 4.5-5 minutes, did we?
No, we didn't. And no, we didn't
have anyone to throw it.
You didn't have anyone to throw it. And I love it because of the fact that it just makes sense. Make them stop the run.
They couldn't stop the run all night.
Making Saquon Barkley only have 18 touches in the game previously against Dallas was idiotic. And having Daniel Jones throw the ball 36 times was crazy. And now, like I said, I'm glad in some ways that they're doing this, but it's almost like they're going the polar opposite. They went from not running enough to maybe running a little too much.
Yeah, circumstances did them in the end, but even before that, it was skewed 40-10, something like that. I mean, rough numbers. It was. I know right. Jones threw it 13 times and 8 completions, and Tyrod I think 3 throws for 1. But
we got the big LJ's birthday. We've acknowledged that. What is David? David, what is David? What do you guys say? I think Tyrod thought he had a free play with the flag. You know what the thing was with the Tyrod Taylor play? If you're talking about the throw, no, he didn't have a flag. But the problem was it was a nice deep pass because it was right on the sideline that we were on. The problem was that Darius Slayton did not play the corner after the ball. After he was not going to get the ball. He should go into a defensive back mode and try to back the ball away from corner. He didn't play the ball at all, which was kind of. And if he turned, he could have. We're not going to get into it because it's over. But it was like basically a long punt because it put him on the 1. The play that people should be upset about is the helmet to helmet hit on Tyrod Taylor, because that was a 15-yard penalty all day, and I have no clue why that was not called.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like a penalty to me. I mean, I haven't seen a really good angle of it. Did Tyrod lower his head as well?
No.
And is that maybe why? No. I'm asking. I don't know.
Tyrod turned his head. The defensive back lowered his helmet.
Yeah, I could see the defensive. I've only seen it from one angle, and you could see the defensive back lower his head, and it looked from that angle like Tyrod did, but I wasn't sure if he had or not because
it was on our sideline when that happened. So no, and plus you can see like I said, the Jumbotron is the greatest television in the world because you can get to see. We got Mark Stewart in the house saying, "What's up, Mark? Everything's good." We got Jersey Beaner. Are the tickets for London? John, are the London tickets? Are they expensive?
I mean, they are, but they're no more expensive than you expect them to be.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I saw them starting at $200.
The stadium, by the way, is just.
It's Topham Stadium, if I'm not mistaken.
It's Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, but it is beautiful, absolutely stunning. And I hate to say that because I support their big rivals, but it's an amazing stadium.
The problem is I don't know because you didn't get tickets, so I won't know what Topham Stadium's like.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything. How do you feel, Zach wants to? How do you feel about Davis Webb being the number one quarterback? Well, right now he's not the number one quarterback yet.
Do you think he will be? I suspect Jones will start.
Here's my thing. Here's my issue. Here's my thing. You got a guy with a concussion. You're not going to put him on a what's the flight? 7 hours down?
Yeah, and then eight and a bit going back.
Yeah, 8 and a bit going back. So you got about a 7-hour flight. So you're probably not gonna put a guy in a pressurized cabin with a concussion on a plane. That's probably you shouldn't. And I've said the same thing with Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones has an ankle. It's potentially a swollen ankle. And I've mentioned this before because a friend of mine who is a pilot told me he's still is an airline pilot, that in a pressurized cabin, your body swells. And I don't think you're going to put a guy with a bad ankle in a pressurized cabin as well and have him play.
Goes up quicker than our offensive line last year.
I already did it.
That's what she said.
The action. But you know what? If you're going to play run, I don't have a problem with Davis Webb because Davis Webb can't do any worse than Daniel Jones does.
He can read the field quick enough, right? He's much more limited.
He can read the field, but athletically he's limited.
Yeah,
he's not from. He's not from.
No, but we saw Cooper Rush, who has major limitations last week.
Yeah, but Cooper Rush is like, to me, it reminds me of Jalen Hurts. Cooper Rush has that moxie. He's got that thing that his teammates rally around him. In some player, Phil Simms had that because
he knows what he's about.
Just have that.
He knows what he's about, right? And he's an experienced enough player. I mean, Davis Webb, of course, has not had a single snap in the NFL, as far as I'm aware. So that could be interesting, but.
Right. I understand that. What do we see? JB wants stuff. Saquon wasn't having such a good season. Those 2 touchdown runs, but Jones wouldn't even have been there. Saquon set everything up. And like I said, the intelligence of either Kafka or Dable and I love it because and I've talked about this a minute ago, it's Shermer all over again. Cut the field in half, give him one option, and if the option's not there, you run. And if the linebacker or the safety comes up to tackle Daniel Jones and he's still behind the line of scrimmage, you throw to the open tight end. It took Chicago a half to figure that play out. And they ran it like 3-4 times consecutively, it seemed like. But it took them that long just to figure that play out. They shut it down beginning of the second half because Roquan Smith kind of sniffed it out a bunch of times.
I mean, that's the problem, right? The tactic is unsustainable.
No,
but nor do I think it's a long-term tactic that we're going to look to run. It's about, this is a team about, here we have some principles, particularly on defense, that we want to go, but this is a team about trying to make the best of what we have right now.
Yep. Is Kenny G ever going to catch a touchdown and with a knee injury again? No, he may catch a touchdown in his NFL career. I don't think he's going to catch a touchdown with the Giants now.
Do we think this is Detroit all over again, where he sits the season now?
Yeah. But that's the thing. He has the history of that. He has the history. Let's see. JB says, wasn't David Sills a 14-year-old quarterback that Pete Carrollton offered a school follow? You know what I think he was? There was a quarterback that Carroll offered a scholarship when he was 14 years old. And I do think it was Dangerous David Sills. Let's see.
Where's the Googler? Do you want me to, look it up?
Zach, Google that up here. James Williams says, we have the league leading rusher and a quarterback that hasn't hit 200 yards. He hasn't even come close to 200 yards in a game. And I gave the Tim Tebow comparison the other day. I read the stats, the comparable stats. Tebow, of course, had more rushing yards. Daniel Jones had about 100 more passing yards, but Tebow had more rushing touchdowns and more touchdowns throwing the ball. But the comparison to me is beyond valid because it's statistically it was eerily similar over a 4-game period, and they were both 3-1 in those 4 games.
Sills, by the way, was that quarterback.
The dangerous David Sills. It's either wrong way Sills or dangerous David Sills.
It's the wrong way Ranger. You can put it to the Lone Ranger music, surely.
He is the lone ranger. Rick says, sorry, but Garrett was trash. Did 26, did nothing under his. Well, Rick, he was hurt after what, game 3? And he came back with a bad leg, with a bad ACL. Of course, he did nothing.
It would have been interesting to see what Garrett would have done with him. I suspect
with a healthy,
what Dable had. A healthy one, yeah.
Oh, let's see here. Me Gigante. What's up, my brother? What's up, OBB? Let's go. The Colt is here. Big L was with me at the game. Of course, we were having a good time. We were sitting at the coaches club, we're hanging out. We got to walk. It was nice, Dom. We went on the field after the game, like you're allowed to.
I know. I believe that I could see LJ get his smile this side of the pond.
I think everyone said that there was no that they think he's still smiling now, but they let us on the field after the game when you were there for like 6 minutes.
It wasn't long, no.
We were out there for like a half hour, and you could. They weren't throwing anybody out. So that's why I streamed a little on the field. We hung out in the field. Big L did his best OBJ impression, in the corner of the end zone, which I thought was, I'm gonna have to pull up the picture and show it to everyone. Which I thought was awesome. But it was another great experience, and I got to give all the credit in the world to the Giants staff, because I'm going to say this: the Giants staff has been wonderful. After the medium Coke fiasco, they really have stepped up their game a lot in reference to doing things for the season ticket holder. And like I said, I was very impressed that they allowed us to be on the field that long. Well, they're not going to let me do the overlay because I didn't update my browser. So you got lucky there, LJ. I can't post a picture. I'm not LJ. And I got me saying LJ. What the hell's wrong with you?
It's catching.
It's catchy. Jay says, shout out to Tate Crowder for stepping up his game. He didn't really step up his game. I'm sorry. Tate Crowder, again, has more assists than he has solos. He didn't get run over like he did the last 2 games, but his venerable Pro Football Focus rating is still extremely low. And if they thought so much of him, they would not assign AJ Klein.
I mean, he did get the nice sack, but he also did get run over by Fields and couldn't make the tackle for the stop.
Yeah, a couple times.
And the middle linebacker is not knocking down Fields. You've got a bit of a problem, but he wasn't horrific.
He wasn't horrific.
He's a backup linebacker that's starting, right? And we have to remember that.
The AJ Klein signing. What do you think? I say the guy's 31 years old. He technically, statistically, had his best season 2 years ago. I think he played 143 games, started 80. I think he's better than what we have at 31.
Yeah,
he's a former fifth round pick of Dave Gettleman's. How crazy is that?
Yeah, and Dave, of course, has a great history of draft picks. We've seen them all here. They've all worked out, every single one. And of course, we are a championship winning side as a result of his good work. Meanwhile, back on Earth, I agree. I think he is an upgrade on the players here. He's got to be a stopgap for the remaining 13 games.
If you think about
he and he's not the player he was, but he is an upgrade.
If you think about something though, because everyone wants to bash Gettleman, think about this. Andrew Thomas, Pro Bowler, people are saying right now because of how well he's played. Saquon Barkley, Pro Bowler, right now how he's played. Adoree Jackson, that's Adoree, playing extremely well at the CB1 position.
He's playing better than I thought he would be.
James Bradbury, playing well in Philadelphia.
But look, you can blindfold me and ask me to throw darts at a board. One of them found a hit, right?
Well, that's not always true. You can hit the wall.
Yeah, but if I throw enough darts, I'm going to hit some point.
But he didn't have that many darts. He only had 4 drafts. Will Hernandez got thrown out of the game for pushing a referee in Arizona.
Is that really? It's not just look. at the top end of a draft, you should be hitting more than you're not, and there still aren't that many. Bottom end of a draft, yeah, it's slightly more of a crapshoot, but there are one or two maybe you could say, but there aren't that many. But there's also how he's built the roster, and it wasn't good. Like, let's not pretend. Look, Gettleman inherited a bad position. I gave him the benefit of the doubt for a long time to fix that bad position, just as I will with Shane. But he then landed us straight back into it, and some of that might be Mara, right? Saying this is your last year and you go for it, like with Jerry Reese. But you just look at some of the moves that he makes, and you're like, you just handed big contracts when there was no competition for them. You've not fixed big issues.
But they say hindsight, of course, is 2020. They say that. That is not an online Big Blue expression. That's an expression. They say hindsight is 2020. How many people were beyond in love with the Kenny G signing, with the Adoree Jackson signing, that thought that 6-10 team the next year, because of these signings, because of the Blake Martinez signing, because of the James Bradbury signing, because of all the other signings, that this was a playoff team. So the same people that are bashing the crap out of Gettleman for these signings are the same fans that were extolling the virtue of them not even 2 years ago.
Yeah, of course, but that doesn't mean that everyone's there. I like the Adoree Jackson signing because he was the CB2, which is, I think he is a high class CB2. I'm yet to be convinced he's a CB1, but he is playing well this season. The Kenny G signing, I like, not the contract. I thought that was too big because, like I say, it was Kenny G competing against Kenny G for it. But Leonard Williams, I said at the time, just as I think you did, you use that signing and you can keep Zeigler and Dalvin Tomlinson. Wouldn't have done that. So some of it is hindsight. You're absolutely right, but you also just have to look at his track record. And look, he did well in Carolina, but he didn't do well here, and there's no getting around it.
It's also Timothy's birthday. Happy birthday to Timothy. Happy birthday. Happy 40th birthday, Timothy.
I'm not going to sing, so that's good news for you all.
Thank God. So who's the backup to the backup? Probably Brian Lewerke. If you think if they need a backup for if they need the backup for Davis Webb, it's probably going to be Lewerke. Would be mine.
I just love the name Lewerke. I don't want to see either him or Webb on the field, to be fair, but
because I always say, because we're gonna work it. There's so many things I could do with Lewerke. So there's so many things. The Giants gave the Chicago a bear hug. Of course they did, because that was on my thumbnail. Where is Shockey when you need him? He's retired. He's sitting on the beach somewhere. Jay says Saquon is the face of the franchise. No way you trade him. Do you trade Saquon? I'm going to give you. We've talked about this now. I'm going to give you another scenario. November 30th is the trade deadline, which is not that long, not that far away.
I've got a full stomach tonight, so hopefully I won't get greedy.
The Giants are not in playoff contention, but they're only a couple of games under 500. You know that he might, and Barkley's still doing what he's doing. And here's the thing that people seem to forget. A lot of people forget this. They're all like, "Well, re-sign him." Who says Saquon Barkley wants to come back? You would have to franchise tag him to keep him. So, but who is saying that he even wants to be here at the end of his career? Because he's already in the league for 5 years, has never won anything. He doesn't want to be we got another porn bot. Does not want to be a Barry Sanders. Maybe he wants to go someplace to win. If you're the Giants, Dom, do you make that trade?
I think if he's not going to be here next year and you're franchise tagging him, then yeah, I do. And I was going to say, the first thing you do is find out where Saquon's at. What's he want? What's his contract? And then you have to adjust it against the cap, which is 45 mil, maybe closer to 40 when you've got your rookie signed on. So I think you have to consider it, right? He has got an injury history. I don't think he's injury prone, but he has an injury history. Running backs don't have a long career. But I think we've argued it before. My first instinct was if you get a decent value, you make the trade. But I do like your scenario that you counter argued with that. Look, you're getting a new quarterback in here next year, and Saquon Barkley's a hell of a weapon.
Hell of a weapon to have when we get Hooker from Tennessee.
But you have to see where Saquon's at. What does Saquon want to do? That's the first thing. And if he doesn't look like he wants to stay, then you don't keep players that don't want to be here. And I'm not saying he doesn't, by the way, but that's the first conversation you have.
Montana, New York says, nice to see your ears covered, Tim. You looked cold on Sunday. It was cold. It was raining. I brought a baseball cap instead of a stocking cap. I was cold, but don't worry, I was hydrated. And evidently I said during my video, and Greg pointed it out to me, Greg from Sweden, he goes, I love the line when you said, don't worry, I'm drinking because I need to stay hydrated, so I'm drinking. So I said it was cold out, so I need to stay hydrated. So he was like, it's like, I learned that's nowhere in biology.
In fairness to New Jersey, I thought they were preparing the team nicely for London this week.
Oh, yeah, it was cold. It was colder. It was crap. It was crappy. It
was actually cold here. It's going to be pissing it down next week, but it's not cold.
The rain didn't show up like we thought, because we were getting the remnants of the hurricane. So the rain did not show up like we thought it was going to show up. So we were sitting there. So Rick says they have to pay number 26, not franchise. Show him respect. And I hope they do. If he continues to play well, I hope you do. But like I said, there is a consideration, or there is something that no one's talking about. And I keep bringing this up. Does Saquon even want to be here to continue the rebuild? Because let's say you bring in a quarterback in 2023. Let's say you start finding some more assets. The way we are winning games right now is not sustainable. It's not. And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be mean. It's just not a sustainable way to win NFL games. You can't throw the ball 13 times in a game. You can't Tim Tebow it for an entire season. John Elway said it best about Tim Tebow. John, because everyone says I don't say anything nice about Daniel Jones. And after they brought in Peyton Manning and they got rid of Tebow and everyone was bashing Tebow, one of the reporters asked him, well, don't you have anything nice to say about Tim Tebow? And he goes, yeah, I'd like him to date my daughter. Because that's how nice of a guy he is.
No dad ever wants anyone to date their daughter, do they?
No, not really. No, not really. But like I said, it's just not sustainable. We got OGR dropping a super chat saying, never fear, OGR is here. Those that do not know, we usually donate our super chats. But what I'm doing this month, in the month of November, I'm taking all super chats that we make, and I am going to use them to buy 3 Coaches Club tickets, so we can take 2 new subscribers to the Coaches Club. Dom and LJ will tell you, and Big L Gigante will tell you, it's an event. It's an event. I laugh because we were at the game and I have my season tickets, and someone goes, a friend of mine, I was getting ready to stream, and he goes to me, I'm going to send you my Coaches Club tickets. Because he's like, I can't make it to the game. I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's like, don't bullshit me. So I'm sitting in the parking lot, freezing my ass off, and you're going to bullshit me about it, Coaches Club tickets. And I start to stream, and then all of a sudden I see a bing from Ticketmaster. Bing is going, bing. And I was like, what the hell is that? And he goes, someone just transferred you tickets. And I was like, all right. So I call Big L, because he was already supposed to be there. He was supposed to be coming, and it was like 10 after 10. He's supposed to be there at 11. And I looked at him and I said, hey, you need to get here. He goes, well, I'm going to be leaving soon. Why? I said, because I got Coaches Club tickets. And there's a pause. And all I hear is, I'm on my way.
Nice.
I was like, oh my goodness gracious. But that was fun. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Super chats for this month and next month. We're going to buy. What's that?
Did he Superman it in?
I think he did. I think he carried his car. But we're gonna do towards the end of the season. We're gonna do one of the games, and I'm gonna take 2 subscribers, and we'll do a contest again. And it'll be, like I said, we'll do some kind of giveaway. But we're gonna do the Coaches Club tickets, so everyone, like I said, I like to we like to try to give back as much as possible as we can here, because everyone puts up with my shit. So I figure it would be a T-Brad's in his house. I think it would just be nice to do that. So let's see here. We got I like Derek's comment. Kenny G signing ruined my day. I wasn't a big fan of it either. I already said it off the bat. Later, Zach is out of here. He's got a test. Good luck on your test. You got to study for a test. Good luck on your test. Captain Matumbo. No, I'm sorry. Admiral Matumbo wants to know, Tim, advice to a young lads with knee longevity. Don't get a knee injury. That's my only advice. There is nothing you can do. There is no way or any way you can prepare for a knee injury. I mean, there's nothing. There's nothing. A lot of times it's you don't do anything wrong. Sometimes look at Sterling Shepard. He was just running. And he got his foot caught. It happens.
Yeah, but of course that was a turf. Don't forget.
Why do you got to do that?
Because it's fun to watch.
Turf monster smash. That was it. It was the turf monster. it was the turf monster.
It comes from nowhere.
It just comes from nowhere. I may be wrong, Montana says, but I think I heard 26 in an interview saying something like he would love to be here to see this turn around. Yeah, and Kenny G turned down a huge contract to stay in Detroit because he loved the Lions. T-Brad says, hit the like button, show some love, people. What do we got? Skylon coming in here said, we've been doing a good job losing players and keeping bad ones. That's a good line. This time we should do the opposite and let's keep Saquon. I agree. We got James.
I'm not complaining at any point if we keep Saquon. Like he's a great player, but
we have Big James saying, fellas, what is it about the Giants that are roster the past few years that looked like a mash unit? Will we ever see anyone healthy anymore? You know what? Injuries, a lot of injuries is luck.
It's football, right?
It's football. It's luck. Because people always complain that the turf monster smash. It's the turf monster. I'm gonna whisper this, Dom. The Jets play in the same stadium.
Yeah, but it goes to sleep when they're there. The green mellows it, you see.
The turf. Oh, the green. Oh, okay, guys. Go on Twitter and post this because this is now breaking giant news. The green of the Jet Stadium somehow puts the turf monster in a trance, and he's not there.
It's scientifically proven.
Just like drinking beer when you're cold keeps you hydrated, green keeps away the turf monster. Wait a minute, wouldn't the green field do the same thing?
Shh, don't spoil the theory.
That was a good theory. It was James says, you heard Mr. T, hit that like button. I pity the fool that don't hit the like button. What does Skyline say? Tim, would you bring back Dexter Lawrence? Dexter Lawrence is the last 2 weeks has played well. Don, would you bring back Dexter Lawrence?
Yes, I think I probably would, but only for the right contract.
Now, remember, you only have 50 in cap space.
Exactly, but I think that's what I said, depending on the contract.
Okay. Because you're all going to have to find wide receivers. You're going to have to draft well.
Yeah, and you can get defensive tackles later in the draft, but if Dexter Lawrence comes back for the right deal, then yes. But if it's starting to, but you basically say you can come back, and I don't know what
was Dalvin Thompson? Was he a third-round pick? Was Dalvin Thompson a third-round pick? I don't remember off the top of my head.
I don't remember off the top of my head what he was, but and I haven't got a number in my head for what it would be, but I think if you're the Giants this year and you go, here's the number. Take it or leave it, and if he leaves, and I'm not going to cry if he leaves.
Big L says you can't build a culture without players that give you a competitive advantage. You're right, Saquon. You're right, 100%. John says, "Let the peacock fly."
You can't keep me cooped up in here, okay? I am a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
We gotta let the peacock fly. I laugh because someone on Twitter told me that the Titans, and I knew this wasn't true. They said that the Titans had put Malik Willis on the practice squad. Now, of course, as you know, if you're on the practice squad, any team can sign you. And I was like, they did not put Malik Willis on the practice squad because he's their backup quarterback, so they don't have another quarterback. But I was thinking to myself,
I bet you went to double check though, right?
I triple checked. I was on the Titans website. I was on Titans Twitter. I was on Titans Instagram. And no, he was not on the practice squad. Mike Lee is
to be fair, if he's on the practice squad, he ain't staying on it long.
No, he would not. He'd be gone. Mike Lee's got a good point. Actually, the green uniforms is camouflage. So the turf
makes
monster
to have to find them.
He can't see it. I lost my hair because of the turf monster. What's up, Chris? Chris says, big greetings. What does Mr. Zappa have to say here? Jets are camouflage, Giants are not. That's why the turf monster only eats Giants. This is how science works. I know it. That's just like the fact that when you're cold, you have to stay hydrated by drinking beer.
Drinking beer kills a lot of ills.
It caused a little. You know what?
It causes a lot of ills too, but
it caused a lot. I was still cold.
I don't know how it didn't warm you up. But in all honesty, though, the green lighting, since we put it in at the club, right? We've had violent incidents reduced significantly.
Oh yeah, because you know what? There's only one place to go, and it's the best place to go every single time. It's the Poppycockers. It's 2 for 1. Chantel Troll Dance Night. Tuesday night is always the best time at Poppycockers, so make sure you're there. Sorry.
Every time.
There's something seriously wrong with me. Thank you.
Still makes me smile.
Thank you, Rusty Nails. How you doing, my friend? I know it's early, but thoughts on this year's quarterback class? Possibly DJ Jones. Personally, I like Levis out of Kentucky. You know, I like. I'm gonna tell everyone who I like, and I think I've said this already. And I'm gonna do a video on him.
Is it Chardonnay?
It's Chardonnay. I do not like Chardonnay, but I like the kid out of Tennessee. I like, and I don't know if it's Hedden or Hayden or Hedden. I don't know. I do not know how to pronounce this kid's first name. I am sorry. His last name is Hooker. But there is something. I watched him in the Florida game, and there's just something about him. There is just a way that he plays. And you know what? He has 2 years remaining of eligibility right now, but he's already graduated. I know this because they have these patches that say SEC, and when they play, and it says SEC, and underneath it says graduate or grad. So I already know he's graduated. I like the kid. He's got this moxie about him. He throws a nice deep ball. He had a career high in rushing against Florida. He moved the offensive well. He had a fluidity about him that allowed him to seemingly understand he played the game well situationally. And I liked it because of the fact that is not something that we have seen the Giants do. That they don't play good. The offense does not play well situationally on certain plays. And he understands situation. He really does. If you watch him play, he understands situations. He understands it. And against Florida, he was 22 of 28 for 346, 2 touchdowns, and he ran for 100 yards. He beat Arkansas the week before that. He was only 14 for 18 for almost 300 yards on 2 touchdowns. He beat Pitt in overtime, 27 for 42 for 325. And then he also beat Ball State when he was 18 for 25 for 222 and 2 touchdowns. There is just something. This kid is like we talked about with Jalen Hurts, like I talk about with Cooper Rush there. And like we talk about, make sure you go out and go to chat 69 XYZ, the best porn that you can find, because that's what we deal here. We deal in porn. But he is a guy that I really like. And he's 6'4", 218. He's a little slender right now for me. He probably can put on a little bit of weight, coming into the pros, but I like it.
Where do you think he'd draft right now? Because of course I can't see college football over here. So
right now he's a first round pick.
Mid, early, late.
He may, like I said, he is moving up the charts more right now. So I'm going to say right now mid first round pick.
So it's probably in our wheelhouse, right? In terms of
he would be in our wheelhouse right now. He would be in our wheelhouse right now. If I had to go. Mike Lee says vodka is better. Yeah, vodka would be better, but L came late with the rum. And then I had to leave because we were there. I was there since 10 o'clock in the morning. So, Mrs. Online Big Blue was not happy. So that I wasn't getting home until like 7 o'clock at night. So I had to leave after we were on the field a little bit too much. Chris has to say, Chris, for the love of all that's holy, please tell me that Jake from State Farm wasn't signed today. Was Jake from? Please don't tell me Jake Fromm was signed.
I'm gonna have to check this, but
the Googler left. No, they worked at AJ McCarron and Fromm. I don't see him sign. They worked at AJ McCarron. You know, AJ McCarron was weird. AJ McCarron, I thought, was going to have a career. He was at one point with the Bengals, and he was in line to be a starter. But yeah, I would take AJ McCarron. As a backup quarterback, I would take McCarron. I would take him over Fromm.
We saw what Fromm did last year. It was excellent.
It was great. Listening to ESPN New York, they're throwing the idea of trading DJ for Mitch Trubisky. And any thoughts? They're not going to trade him for Trubisky. They're not going to.
Trubisky, though, however, is no longer a starting quarterback.
No, you got the way Pickett played. You're gonna have to look at it. T. Brad, of course, likes Hartman. T. Brad sent me the was texting me when Hartman was playing, and they were in overtime. And of course, you know, when T. Brad
they lose as a result of
they lost. They lost. They lost. Jason says, I'm on my way over to Papa Cover to see you now real soon. We got the Pimp Name Slickbag says, within 5 minutes, not Pimp, Papa Crawdad Band. Within 5 minutes, you're ridiculous. Does Saquon stay here? Give Saquon a contract, new quarterback next year with 26's rebuild. This is unstable. DJ is the quarterback. You know what happens for stupid people?
Get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
You got dropped like the porn site. I miss doing that, though.
You love it so much.
I really do.
You're like He-Man.
You know what? I would do the He-Man button, but I have no idea where the He-Man button is.
And you've got a 1 in 50 shot.
And I got a 1. No, I really don't have a 1 in 50 shot because I have to go through all the buttons because my wife still has not come down here with her P-Touch and labeled all this for me. Like she told me she would, or I asked her and I forgot to remind her over and over again. Oh my God, the He-Man's gone. I lost the He-Man sound effect. Oh no, I have to pull up. Let's hold on. Wait a minute. We got to make sure. How do we lose the He-Man sound effect, Don? Let's see here. You know what the worst?
You have so many good ones.
You know what? I actually have 100 and I forgot how many sound effects. I got 100 and something sound effects here now, and none of them are labeled.
I mean, as we know, your attention to detail is legendary.
There we go. Like the old days, throwing people out the club. I used to enjoy that. And just make sure you don't hit your head on the door on the way out, because that happens. Oh my goodness gracious! Great balls of fire. What does Jason have to say? Jason, what you got to say here, my friend? Do you guys think the G-Men's draft an interior lineman early next year?
Depends what early is, right?
Yeah, how early, Jason? How early is early? Are we talking second round? Are we talking third round? We're not taking a lineman in the first. We're not taking an interior lineman in the first round. That we're not doing. But you want to try to grab one later in the second or in the third? I don't know, maybe. But there's so many different holes right now that we have.
I mean, you're looking. Say you got to be looking at corner. You got to be looking at. Depends on whether you re-sign defensive tackles. You can get them late. You're looking at wide receiver. You're looking at quarterback. You're potentially looking at running backs, depending on Saquon. So as you say, so many holes, but certainly not in the first round. Probably not in the second.
I love this, T-Brad. If you could trade Flott for Malik Willis, how many people would love that now?
I'd have taken it then. I mean, I think I messaged you because, as you know, I wasn't going to take Malik in the first round last year. We argued about that a lot of the time. As soon as he fell out the first round, I was like, do you know what? If we take him in the second round, then I'm all good. If we take him in, and then he dropped to the third, I was like, if we take him in the third round, like, go, just hit it now. But that boat has sailed.
Yep. Mike Lee's right. Aaron Robinson is on the IR. He is on the he's out for a minimum of 4 games with the knee injury. We had a lot of injuries last week. None of them, like you said, we got to switch to some green jerseys. What does David say? David, feel sorry for Bryce Young. He had such an amazing future in pros. Hope he's okay. What happened to Bryce Young?
I was going to say I don't know what happened to Bryce Young. I was hoping you would know.
Are we talking about Bryce Young? Or are we talking about Tua? Are we talking about Tua? Hola.
John for Teddy Bridgewater.
Well, Tana says, would you like a free copy of my new CD, or is that a cheap promotion? No, I'll take a free copy. Send me a free copy. I like listening to music. I listen to music. I'm a big music connoisseur. I listen to all types of music, and it's funny though because we got a neighbor that's in a band, and he's been in a band for years. And my brother-in-law was in an alternative band over in the 80s and 90s. It was a big band around here. In the Philadelphia area, but he did an alt rock band for a while too. So I like, and most people do not know this, and I've told the story before. I went, La Bouche. They had the song "Be My Lover." I went to Germany with them for 3 days on a tour.
As you do.
No, they were playing in a club in Florida, and I started talking to their man. I told this story before. I was talking to their manager, and I was talking to some other people, and they said, "Hey, you want to come with us to Germany for 3 days?" And I thought they were joking. And I was like, and my friend Tom was like, "Well, shit, I can't go because I don't have a passport." And so I went, and I laughed because I'm at the airport, and we took a private plane. And it was the guy, and this was in the early 90s, so mid 90s, so wasn't the same thing. And he's like, "Why didn't your friend come?" He goes, he didn't have a passport. He goes, "It doesn't matter. We're flying in a private jet." He goes, "We're not going through customs." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I didn't even think about that. Yes, I mean, Montana, email me at tim@onlineBigBlue.com, tim@onlineBigBlue.com, and I will send you whatever information you need. Or if you have it on audio files, just email it to me too. And you know what? And maybe I'll put some of your music on the air.
Bryce Young, by the way, day-to-day with a shoulder injury, but that's just off Google.
Okay. Is Young Hernandez? Will Anderson from Bama is a bad boy. You know what he is? I actually like Will. But like I said, if he's probably going to go in the first round as well. But if I'm going first round, yeah, email me. And if you have the WAV files or the audio files or whatever the call, just send them to me. You must have something where they have it, because I'll listen to it. Hell, I'll even play it in the background as long as you don't ding me for copyright infringement. I'll open the show with it. I don't care. And I'll give you all the plugs in the world. Oh my God, I'm such a nice guy.
Who knew?
Shut up. Nobody likes you. Let's see. T-Brad says Bryce Young got hurt. He will be traded. I email you your address. I play bluesgrass. My father used to like bluesgrass. That's okay. Let's see here. Young is hurt now. I'll email you. Let's see here. Everyone says anyone watches Ohio State. Does anyone watch Ohio? I don't watch Ohio State. Do you watch Ohio State game? Oh no, you don't really get college football, Tom.
Don't get college football, no.
But like I said, Hooker out of Tennessee. That's my guy.
I'll tell you what. If we sign Hooker, Poppycock is sponsoring him.
Well, we would have to draft him first.
Yeah, that's what I said. If we, that's what I meant. Draft, not.
If we draft him, welcome to, what is that? Oh, you mean? I'm sorry. I'm this other soundboard I haven't used in a while, so I don't know exactly what is on this.
I just realized I've got a green T-shirt on, so I'm going to go and run around outside after this because the turf monster can't get me.
You don't have a green T-shirt, no?
I do.
Looks like you have a red T-shirt.
Yeah, that's a red jumper.
Ah, red jumper. It's a red jumper.
That's a green T-shirt.
You know what? I don't really label things well.
Shocker.
And I'm looking at some of these things like going, I really didn't label these well because I don't know what half the hell the buttons these are. And I don't know why. I don't know here. Hold on here. What do we got here? Level 4. Oh, I know what this button is.
Draft, baby. Yeah.
I know what that button does. What is this one?
There's heroes and there's legends.
I know what that one does. I know what this one is. Oh, I found one we really like. You can't handle the fruit. There we go. There we go.
I forgot about that.
I forgot about that one. What is this one? Crowd noise. Oh, that makes sense. Crowd noise. Oh, we got my other favorite one. Maliquins. Bring in the boom. That was a good one. Well, What are we talking about? We're talking about Giants here, right?
I think we've been talking about turf monsters. We've been talking about music. We've been, it's an eclectic mix of conversation this evening.
Yes, it's a very elect. Tim, have you ever heard about Killian's Saints out of Philadelphia? They're actually out of Mechanicsburg, and they're more of a Gaelic band. So I guess the answer to that question is yes. They're more Gaelic. I like Irish music, so I'm Irish. One of my favorite bands is Black 47. So, but yes, I have heard of them, and I've actually seen them play. Let's see here. Do you miss the Big Cat? No, not really. I didn't even know he wasn't playing. For all the people that want to talk, how crappy the line is played without him, DJ Davidson and Dexter Lawrence have stepped up their game.
I like Davidson.
It's not the fault of those two that your second level defense and your linebackers have the vaunted Pro Football Focus grades of under 30. If you slow down the guys in front of you and you can't, we got the porn back, but I'm right here. Put them in timeout. But if the guys in front of you slow them down and the guys behind you don't make the tackles, whose fault is that?
It is a concern just in those sort of 10, 15, 20-yard spaces, how poor we have been again.
Yeah.
It's a genuine concern. I mean, it's not a surprise, but it's still a genuine concern.
Template, you know what? We've heard about Jake, and they worked out Jake and AJ McCarron. I'm going to go out on a limb that if you are working out Jake and AJ McCarron, one or both of your quarterbacks is probably not going to be available on Sunday. Hurst for real says, Tim and Dom, what's good? A lot of things are good. A lot of things. A lot of things are good.
Yeah.
What line? Great line. What line?
Coffee brand I hear you like. That's good.
Oh yeah. Luis got his Black Rifle coffee today, and he DM'd me, IM'd, whatever you do on Twitter when they send you a message.
I believe you DM. I think you slide into your DMs.
You slide. Hold on, let me see if he. I asked him how was it because I told him I wanted a review of the coffee. And let's see here. Let me see if he. Let's see here. Nope, he has not. He has not responded in reference to giving me a review of the Black Rifle coffee. Because we all know Black Rifle coffee is the greatest coffee in history of the world.
And T-Brad, I'll let you know what linebackers are when the Giants get some.
When the Giants get some and they figure it out, we are going to let everyone know what exactly linebackers are supposed to do in this league. Because we seem to have some problems. We seem to have some problems figuring. We only had 40 likes. That's not good. That doesn't make me happy. Look, I'm going to give you my not happy face. I'm going to give you my angry face.
I was going to say, with the Botox you've had, we can't tell the difference.
I'm going to give you now my happy face.
I'm going to punch you in the face. I'm going to throw your stuff out the car.
Oh my God. I think so. He killed the man over what reason? Let's see. Parking space. And I think that's supposed to be Cologado. I don't think that is not how you spell Cologado, but I think that's supposed to be Cologado. It was over a parking space. Oh, Steady got it too. Good job. Hurst for real wants to know. Supposedly Shane likes CJ Stroud. Do you believe the hype? I think Stroud plays well. I think they are scheming to slow him down. The college football does this year. I wouldn't be upset about CJ Stroud. I wouldn't be upset because it's not Daniel Jones. I wouldn't care if we got a coat rack with a hat on it. Probably does just as much. I like when people get mad at me now because people get mad at me. They get mad at me because I don't like Daniel Jones. It's the comments.
In fairness, some of the rushings you got this week must have warmed you up after Sunday.
The comments, though. The comments are just mean. They're just not nice.
You look so upset about it as well.
I know.
I mean, there is a box of tissues on its way to you in the post, just to help you through this difficult period.
I had a friend tell me the other day because he wanted to check on me because there were some nasty comments, and he's like, "I just want to check to make sure you're all right." And I'm like, "Yeah, what's the matter?" And he was like, "Well, I was talking about the comment section," because I was like, "Oh." I was like, "Do you really think I care?" He was like, "No, I guess not." But he was being a good friend.
In fairness, I also messaged you to make sure you were okay.
You do.
However, there was more than a little bit of sarcasm in my messages.
See, at least you get it. You could do the sarcasm because
I'm British.
You're British, and I've said it a million times about the comments and people that leave comments. I looked in my pockets and I found zero fucks. I just don't care. I just don't fucking care.
I love it when you respond with "Thank you, that's so kind."
Oh, people hate that. The other one that the guy got so mad at me. He got so mad at me, and I had to block him because I asked him if his mother had any kids that lived. He got so mad at me.
I can't think why.
I don't know. Well, he started.
I'll have a think. I'll come back to you.
He started it.
I'm going to tell Mommy because he started it.
That's what he started. He made me mad. Oh, Big Ojo dropping the super check. Like, Tim, quick choice, healthy Davis Webb that knows the system, or Daniel Jones on bum ankle. Daniel Jones is not gonna. I don't want Daniel Jones. I'm taking Davis Webb. I don't care if they bring in Joe Webb, who died. Who was the guy that was Joe Friday and Dragnet. So. Bring him in, huh? Anyone but Daniel Jones, Lord, please. Well, maybe I have to go Daniel Jones. Hey, we're going Jake from State Farm. I'm gonna have to go Daniel Jones.
I mean, let's be honest. Daniel Jones is a better quarterback than Davis Webb, but for this game where I think our chances of success are low. I think you would take a fit David Webb over an unfit Daniel Jones.
I would, yes.
In all seriousness, I that you definitely do that. Correct.
You need a movie trivia channel. I could do a movie trivia channel. I watch a lot of movies. I don't watch TV. I watch. I was rephrase that. I watch a lot of older movies because I've never seen Lord of the Rings or anything like that, or the Harry Potters, or I haven't seen any of the Marvel movies. We've talked about them. I don't want to talk about that. Is Webb available as a backup? Yeah, he's available. Davis Webb is on the practice squad. So yes,
he's available to all 32 teams.
He's available to all
which
yes,
Carolina
including ours,
trying to train to all 32 teams. They even rejected a trade of one of their players to themselves.
I love
my
this.
favorite moments of the season.
Carmine confirmed that it was not over a parking space. Carmine, of course, was played by Joe Pesci in the beginning of the movie of A Bronx Tale. And then he came in at the end. It was not over a parking space. And he took over at the end. He took over. He took over. So. What's up, Joe Rev? What's up, fellas? Would have, could have, would have. We could have had Parsons. We're not gonna talk about that. We could have had Parsons.
I'm just getting over it. Can we?
I like this one. A coat rag with a hat might work. Stack it up in front of 26. Why not? Why not? Maybe we can get a robot.
We got plenty of bots. Maybe we could, get one of them.
Okay, I got it. We get a Roomba, one of those robots that roll around and do your vacuuming. The center puts the ball in the Roomba. The Roomba goes backwards, and Saquon just picks it up and runs.
Oh, sorry, you lost me at backwards. I thought you were talking about David Sills.
That's what she said.
Hey ho.
In fairness, I'm over here. I'm acclimatized. I'm in the, if all I had to do is stand there and pass it to Saquon, I reckon I could manage it.
I reckon you could. T-Brad says, anyone who likes Daniel Jones, tell me, who do you want to re-sign him to big money or franchise tag? I'm really interested to know. Yeah, is anyone out there that wants something? Does anyone want a $32 million Daniel Jones? He hasn't thrown a touchdown in 2 games. And I love it now because he's no longer Danny Dimes. He's now Danny Wheels. I was like,
that's a terrible nickname, by the way. I'm sorry. That's just awful.
I was like, can we just stop the stupidity? And that's why I got so upset because it was funny. James Williams, after my video yesterday, which I didn't think my video yesterday was that bad. I didn't think that was that bad at all.
I was expecting much less calm.
Yeah.
Response.
And he asked me if I was okay because he's like, you seemed a little upset, during the video. And he's like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm always all right." Me, I don't give a shit. But he was like,
look, the 2 touchdowns though, just on this, they were well executed plays, but they were designed plays.
Right. And Tanner Hudson, if he does not make that block, we're not getting in the end zone. Tanner Hudson, and I actually was a hold. We're not going to talk about that. And I love it because the people that we had some Bears fans on the other side of us, and they were like, "I was a hold." I'm like, "There's holding on every play in the NFL." That's my line for everything. There's always holding in the NFL. Out on every play. Does anyone like Daniel Jones? I mean, he might be a nice kid.
I'm yet to see anyone in the chat say, "Yeah, sign me up for some of that."
Let's see what Montana says. We re-signed DJ for 4 years. You can start a music trivia line. If we signed DJ for 4 years, I don't know what I'm doing.
That's nearly half a decade.
Oh my God, that still freaked me out. Who pointed? I can't remember who pointed that out. Somebody pointed that out. That'll be if Daniel Jones gets a 5th year, it's a half a decade.
I've never seen you speechless, but
because it was dumbfounding because it's like, oh my God, he's right. It'll be half a decade that we've had a bad quarterback. And all we continuously hear is he needs weapons. He needs an offensive line. He needs the grass cut at 3/4 and 1/5 inch. He needs the wind coming out at 2.5 miles an hour from the southeast. The sun needs to be in the left moon horizon. And then we need to be in the winter equinox. But if all those things happen and Jupiter is aligned with Pluto, he'll have a good game.
Or, a month of Sundays.
That was a lot of science. I know.
I know. It was more complicated science than the science behind the turf monster. So it went way above my pay grade.
Don't make me.
Draft, baby. Yeah.
Don't make me. What do we got here?
British guy that can't do a British accent.
I will take Kaepernick over Daniel Jones. Am I going to go crazy?
The guy's been out of the league for what, 5-6 years now?
I might take the coat rack over both of them. Because if you're going to hand off the ball 40 times a game, what do you need a quarterback for? Just direct snap to Barkley every play.
They might catch on.
I've asked this question before. I'm going to ask you. Who has a better deep ball? Daniel Jones or Odell Beckham Jr.?
The obvious answer should be Jones, but it's going to be Beckham Jr., but you're going to have to tell me why.
No, I'm just asking because if you watched Odell when he was with the Giants, I think he threw 3 or 4 touchdown passes.
He did,
and all of them were really nice.
He did throw some actually.
Yeah, he threw.
I didn't realize it was that high.
Yeah, he threw he threw at least 3 that I can think of off the top of my head.
That's more than we've thrown all season.
Let's see here. Official Santana. What do we got here? I got to get to some of these comments. More like Danny Bumwheels. What do you like better, Goodfellas or Bronx Tale? I like Goodfellas. I think Goodfellas. Dom, you have a choice between the movies?
I've not seen Bronx Tale, but I have seen Goodfellas, which was a movie I enjoyed a lot.
What am I, a fucking clown? What do I amuse you? What's so fucking funny about me?
Oh, well, I've got a list.
No, Pesci. And I love it. Because did I have him, you stuttering bastard? He goes, I worry about you sometimes, Henry. You might crack under questioning. I'm sorry. I've seen that movie way too many times.
I was going to say, how much of a movie do you reckon you can quote?
Oh, there's so many movies I can quote. There's so
many.
I
mean, like, as in how much of that movie percentually do you reckon you could just do without having the movie on?
If I started from the beginning,
well, that's where they tend to start.
It's 3.5 hours long. I could probably only get through the first 2 hours and 49 minutes.
Well, not bad.
The real question is about Jones is who would you like him to date your daughter? I was laughing at this. I was trying to read it because I was laughing at the same time. And I was, no. Have you seen his haircut?
That's
He
a
looks
haircut. I mean, I can't talk, but
He looks like Howdy Doody. Sorry. And sorry, I want my daughter to date an NFL quarterback.
oh,
James Williams says we only use the same 3 plays: handoff left, handoff right, handoff bootleg. He's not wrong. That's exactly what it was. Hurst for Real says, what's up, James? James, we got a 2 for 2 from James. If we sign DJ for the amount of time I'm officially a Buffalo Bills fan, I'm not watching another year of this mess at quarterback. Would you be a Bills fan?
no, your team's your team.
Yeah, I think you do. Pimp named Slickbag says $50 million in cap space next year, $10 million for the draft class. 5. You know what? Thank you. Oh my God, thank you. Because I've been saying this: $10 million for the draft class, $5 to $10 million for seasonal adjustments. Folks, we have, thank you. I said this, we have less than 4. I said we have less than 40 million, and I've said it a billion times. And everyone's like, you don't know math.
It's not difficult.
No, it's not.
That's why you did the math.
I'm terrible at math. I admit that freely. And you know what's funny, Dom? How often have I been right about the salary cap?
Oh, you're within,
Hundreds
a
of
few hundred thousands
Yeah.
at worst.
I do.
Maybe you could become a capologist.
I do have to admit something. It is an act because I am good at math. That outside of gym, math was my one subject.
Without me,
gym and math.
you can tell you must be fairly decent at least at the arithmetic and stuff, because you can't pretend to be that bad at math.
No,
if you are actually that bad at math.
Montana says Jones is a nice person. He can run well and complete short passes. Well, okay, there we go. T-Brad says that's scary.
I don't disagree with that.
I don't disagree with that either. You're right. It's scary to say that, to say 4 more years of Daniel Jones. I can't. No, we just can't, T-Brad. We just can't. Let's see here. So where do we address the wide receiver issues, free agency, or the draft? Ooh. It's the thing is, it's so tough because we have so many other issues. We are not a good 3-1 team. We're not. And the one good team that we played, we lost. And I worry about Baltimore. I worry about Green Bay. I worry about Jacksonville right now, even though Jacksonville, if Trevor Lawrence did not play as horrid as he did against Philadelphia, that could have been a game. That could have been even more of a game than it was, but he fumbled like 5 times. Daniel Jones didn't. He just kept losing fumbles. And to Pimp Name Slickback's point, we don't have a tremendous amount of cap space. So I'm going to say you're going to have to address it in the draft.
Either that or you stopgap it. If you're not addressing it in a draft, you have to stopgap it.
But the problem is you have 2 wide receivers from the last 2 drafts, a first rounder and a second rounder. So can we really go a third?
Well, the second rounder arguably replaces the first rounder.
I don't know, because the second rounder can't get on the field.
Nor can the first rounder.
I would like to point out again that I said during the draft, and thank you, T-Brad, that if he does not learn how to protect himself on the field, he was not going to survive his first NFL game. And what happened to Wandell?
He's not come back.
No,
it's a really good question about where you do address that wide receiver, though, because there are so many holes. I think it will depend a lot on who's available.
It really is going to depend, but there's so many different problems on this team. It's like you have to address the linebackers. You're going to have to address the CB2. You're going to basically have to address the free safety position, the strong safety position at some point in time. You have to address the interior line. You're going to have to address a lot of things. You got to address the tight end situation. I know Bellinger's doing okay, but Bellinger's still not setting the league on fire. There's a lot of things. You may have to address the running back situation.
Yeah. Quarterback.
There's a lot to address on this team. And that's kind of what the problem is. Big L Gigante says, I ain't got no daughter, so no. He also likes Goodfellas. T-Brad says, Wonka Dom. Anyone who hasn't seen Bronx Tale should be.
Stock audio stock.
That phrase trademark.
Get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Had to do it. Sorry, Dom. Had to do it.
Actually, I was wondering whether you wanted me to wonk you myself because it was taking you so long.
You know what was funny? I wonked you and we went up five people. Dom is the great equalizer. Dom is the great killer of streams. Fred, what does Fred say? Barkley's on pace for 2,000 yards rushing and 400 receiving. If he hits the open market, some team will pay him 14 to 15. I don't think any team's giving him 14 to 15 million. Giants can't afford it if we're catching.
It's the injury. It's the injuries.
It's the injuries. You can't. It's like pain. It's like just like hypothetical situation. It's like you have a defensive lineman or defensive tackle that had like a half a sack and had like 4 okay seasons, and then all of a sudden he has one really good season. Let's say he gets like 10.5 sacks or something like that, and then you give him a boatload of money, and then the next year he comes back and is
King of the almost sack.
I was wondering who you were talking about.
Montana says, I would take Jones over Baker.
Really? I wouldn't. I mean, Baker's a pain in the arse, though. But
Baker's a pain in the ass. But you know what? I gotta give Baker credit. Like I said, I was wrong about Baker Mayfield this year. He's playing for shit. I was wrong. I was 100% wrong about him. But I always said he stands tall before the man. No matter what happens, whatever happens to Baker, he stands there and takes it. He sits there. You know what? And he's still got that moxie about him, even when he's doing it.
I mean, the big. I mean, he's not playing great this year. But the other big criticism, of course, is that he plays hurt, and now you can applaud him for that. But you don't want your quarterback putting themselves in situations where they're going to get hurt and going to keep playing. But I mean, I'm not a big Baker fan, but he is undoubtedly a more talented quarterback.
And T-Brad says that's why you are the leader of this cult.
All hail Tim.
Someone has to be the leader. Some people just have greatness. Some people have greatness thrusted upon them. I have it both ways. I love this. I love the person, Mike. I think it's Mike Gorga. I think it's Gorga. And I love it because he leaves comments and he tries to get me upset. And he's like, well, you only have 11,000 subscribers and another channel has 40,000. Another channel has 100,000. Don't you feel bad about yourself? And I laughed at him.
I mean, I don't have a channel, but I'd take 11,000.
I laughed at him because I even shot him a message back and I said, I don't define myself by the number of subscribers that I have. I said, I don't even call people subscribers. So I said, so to me, I have 0 subscribers. I just hang out with 11,000 people.
Well, it's a very good way of putting it. You're exactly right. It's not the only thing you've got going on in your life, and it's not the only thing that a lot of people probably have going on in their life. But even if it was, 11,000 is not to be sniffed at. And
I laugh, and out of the 11,000 people that to watch the channel or view the channel, I think it's the same way. I think at the end of the day, it's just a bunch of people hanging out, a bunch of people talking Giants, but a bunch of people with the same kind of philosophy, and I laugh because I think just like you were saying, it doesn't define like I was saying it doesn't define my life, and that's why like if I see T-Brad and Mike Lee and Mike Glenn and Montana New York and Joe Rev. The Giants do not define us as a person. It's just a team we like to follow. It's a team that we like to watch. And at the end of the day, the season's only 6 months long, 5 months long. We got another 6 months to fill.
I mean, in recent years for us, it's been about 7 weeks long.
Oh my god! I love what does David say? Because I love I'm gonna talk about this in a second. If you want more subscribers, tell people what they want to hear. If you want to have an active chat, tell people the truth. I laugh. This is funny because people tell me this all the time. You want more subscribers? Stop telling people they're too dumb to watch. And I loved it because the person wrote that, and I wrote back to him, within seconds, and I said, that was one of the dumbest comments I've seen. You're too dumb to watch. Oh, we got a new subscriber to the OG online service, and that is Care Pharmacy Surgicals. If you do not know, I was going to give Care Pharmaceuticals a plug, but I don't know what they do.
I believe they're an engineering firm.
If they're an engineering firm and you need something engineered, call Care Pharmaceuticals. Surgicals. I don't know what they do. Go to their website. Someone Google them, or someone go to YouTube and see what they do. Because I like you, and like you are now an OG member. If you're not an OG member, before you know what you need to do, you need to become one. It's expensive. It's a lot. Become an OG member.
It became expensive for me last week.
It's expensive. It's $1.99 a month because YouTube won't let me make it free. So you get the videos early. You also get bonus clips. And the bonus clips, usually after the video, and I haven't done it for the last 2, but after the video, I then ramble on for like another 7-8 minutes.
And it comes with its own sound effect.
It does come to it.
It's quite hard to work out. It's quite hard to work out where the bonus clip sends in though, because the sound effect goes bonus clip, bonus clip,
bonus clip. When you hear the bonus clip, that means stay tuned. Don't leave because there's like another 7-8 minutes of me rambling about shit. I actually thought
see the ticker sort of show there's another 7-8 minutes of him rambling.
I think the best part about the bonus clip was I think I did a Daniel Jones video after one of the bonus clips. It was a bonus clip about Daniel Jones, and someone that's an OG member they sent me a message and they're like, that was just so great because it's like it was everything that I was thinking. He goes, you should post that as a video so everyone could hear it. And I thought and I said to him, well, then it doesn't really make the bonus clip very special at that point in time. I said it makes it special if it's just for it's like a perk
for members. Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you know what? It was really funny. I was talking to a mate earlier today, and he's a Packers fan, so we're talking about the game. And he sort of said, how did you think the game went? So I sort of said X, Y, and Z. And about 5-10 minutes later, I listened to one of your videos. I was like, oh, God, I've listened to him for too long.
That was mean.
I know.
That wasn't nice at all.
I know. I felt it was time. Got to take things to the next level.
I'm sensitive. That's not nice.
Hey, you've got the tissues. They'll be there, and by the time they get through your customs, 3 to 4 weeks.
I don't have any tissues.
Yeah, they'll be with you in 3 to 4 weeks. You just hang tight.
I don't cry because I have no tear ducts. That's how evil I am. Daniel Jones sucks.
As long as you can sweat, you'll be all right.
It's funny right now because there's some Daniel Jones fan out there right now. After I said they're doing this, for some reason I feel so cold. Good
news.
Yes.
Care Pharmacy and Surgicals have sent you a genuinely lovely message to make up for my mean one.
Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. All super chats go to Coaches Club tickets that we're going to be giving away. I have to come up with a better spiel for that, but we are giving, like I said, all super chats this month and next month are going to go towards buying Coaches Club tickets so we can take 2 more subscribers to the Coaches Club. And thank you for the super chat. And Care Pharmacy Surgical says, I am a pharmacy. I am a pharmacist. I love your channel. I watch all your videos. You are unbiased and realistic. And you know what? And this is just an unbiased opinion. I think that Care Pharmaceuticals has the best pharmaceuticals ever around. And I could say that very unbiased.
That was a genuinely nice message. Actually.
That was a very good. That was
a well-deserved one.
That was
another new member.
Oh,
look at me doing
David.
Admin. I'm doing admin for you.
I love David. David leaves a lot of messages, but I want to finish with Care. Has anyone gone to their? Do you have a website, or are you like an online pharmacy? You like a pharmacy, like in a state or something? Oh, you would have to be in a state. Because I would like to know what you do. I really would. I'm. You know what? Dom, this was your key to Care. This was your key to to Google.
Google, yeah. It might break Google. We have the NHS over here.
Pharmaceuticals. Let me see here. Care Pharmaceuticals. Let's see here. Everyone, Care Pharmacy and Surgicals. Okay. Everyone just amuse yourselves because I'm Googling. Care Pharmacies and I just found it. Wait. And surgical. I can't type today. Let's see here. Care Pharmaceutical and Surgicals. Oh, so are you in New York? Is this are you the one in New York that I see here? Just curious if you're in New York. I see in New York.
I'm assuming so.
I Googled it and I see it in New York, and you must have a YouTube channel. So hold on here. I'm gonna go to YouTube now. I'm gonna get to the new member in a moment too. Hold on.
You know what? It's a pleasure to watch you at work.
Shut up. Nobody likes you. Everyone loves me. Everyone hates you. I don't know. But if you are, but thank you for the super chat. Though. We are a retail pharmacy located. Oh, so I did find you. So if you want, because I closed out the Google. If you want Care Pharmaceuticals, and if you want to take a little plug here and give you your address and where people can go to get the best in pharmaceuticals in New York. When I'm in New York, I get all my pharmaceuticals from Care Pharmaceuticals and Surgicals. See, I could sell out. I've already told this. I could sell out.
Well, and yet Black Rifle still haven't, despite the efforts of several subscribers.
You know what? Irish Rover sent them a letter. Giants Among Men sent them a letter or an email. Luis actually left a review and put my name on it. And like I said, it's and Irish Rover got a response back from
breaking news
from them that said no, they're not doing any sponsorships right now. So I said, screw them. I'm going back to Dunkin' Donuts coffee. But like I said, I really did appreciate everyone that did step out, and that was really nice, really unexpected, and I really appreciate it. Now I feel like I'm being so nice I have to insult Dom because it just makes me feel all funny inside. I don't like being nice.
People are being nice to you. I must lash out.
I must lash out now. Montana, New York says, Tim, yes, I have seen the Uncle Floyd show. Uncle Floyd used to be on Access Cable. Then I believe he was on Channel 9 WR at one point. One of my favorite things in a movie, Major Payne, with Damon Wayans. And he's a drill instructor, and he's trying to train these kids, and he doesn't like being touched, and he doesn't like he doesn't like affection. And there's a scene where the little boy gives him a hug, and all of a sudden he doesn't know what to do. So he turns around and puts like a little kid in a headlock. And the woman says, "What are you doing?" He goes, "He's just trying to show you affection." He looks at the camera and goes, "I don't like it. It makes me feel all funny." So I'm going to have to get that sound effect. Now we got Big Dave dropping in, becoming an OG member. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the OG club. Welcome to the Poppycockers.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
That was supposed to be the Poppycockers theme song. There we go. I ruined it, so I'm going to jump away from that. One free dance.
You weren't wrong with the first sound effect.
You know what I want to do, and I've said this before. I want to make Poppycocker poker chips still. We got doctors in here now, Tim. We must be right. Oh, we're all good. We got doctors. We got pharmacies. Like I said, they're they're a retail pharmacy located. It's all good. And we also have Irish Rovers. Did you see my quote from Tommy Boy earlier in the chat? No, I did not, and I apologize. Could you repost Irish Rover? Because I'm not going to go back and look because I'm lazy. But I'm getting better responding to emails, Dom. I'm getting better at that.
You did 3 this month.
Shut up. Nobody likes you. Irish Rover is actually flying in to go to the Texans game with me.
Oh, superb.
I have season tickets. So I have put the flyer out that if anyone wants to go to a game and there's a game they would like to go. And we're pretty much filled up right now. I think we only have 1 or 2 games left. But if you do want to go to a game with me, hang out with me, I'm offering the ticket for free. No airfare, no parking. You have to buy me alcohol and food. Such a bargain.
But the real treat is obviously hanging out with you, of course.
Yeah, that's a treat.
It's just something all right.
That's a treat. I felt bad for a big old Gigante because he was hanging out with me, and I have this propensity of hitting people. I don't know why. I've always had that. I'm always pushing people or hitting
You
people.
got on like a house on fire at the preseason game.
Yeah, I've always done that ever since I was a kid. Now the only problem is I'm not a small person, so sometimes when I hit people. But don't worry, I try
I
to.
mean, if you'd hit me, I would have cleared the stadium.
If I hit you, I would have killed you. We got
I'd have gone further than a Graham Gano kick.
Poppycockers. We have Poppycockers gear on the website. You can get but Dom, where's your Poppycockers hoodie?
It's actually next door where my wife is sleeping. But so
we also have Poppycockers
they're
plugs.
really comfy, by the way.
And the hoodies are very nice. I have to give it
really warm. It's too warm. It's too warm over here to wear it at the moment. I have to give it that was big credit. But David, thank you for coming an OG member. I hope you enjoy it. Like I said, I'm going to try to do more for the OG members. Sometimes it's difficult, but I'm trying to get better into doing more things for people. And like I said, I think getting the videos early is good. And Dom's laughing about something. I was laughing at Al.
Oh God. What does L say? Where is L? But doing it, L. Oh, what a treat. I was your punching bag for the game. He was on this side of me. And every so often I'm doing this and I'm pushing him and I'm hitting him.
How were you two guys feeling, by the way, with Tuto's new coaching methods that clearly the Bears were playing on that final play?
Oh my God. You know what? The fireworks went off in the middle of the play. And the play's still going, and the fireworks go off. Let's see here. Irish over repost your thing. Let's see. Poppycocker stats we got. What do we got here? Official Santana certifies. I'll buy you alcohol and food. I just want to see the game with the GOAT. Oh.
I didn't realize Tom Brady was taking him.
I was going to say, Tom Brady's going with us? Cool. If you want to go, and I got a couple dates left, just email me at tim@onlineBigBlue.com, tim@onlineBigBlue.com, and like I said, that's how Irish Rover got in, and I got a couple other people. I don't want to say their names yet because I don't know if they want me to
reveal it.
Thank you. I don't know if they want me to say their names yet because some people are they just don't want you to say their names. I don't know why. And usually I forget and say it anyways. But I'm trying to be better.
At least you didn't forget the name. I mean, that wouldn't have shocked me either.
Yeah, well, that's up there too. I do forget people's names. Mike Lee says it's from your bouncer days. Yes, Mike Lee. Mike Lee knows. I still think to this day I threw Mike Lee and his two girls out of the club in Philadelphia. I've told this story before. I used to work in a club called Who's on 3rd on South Street in Philadelphia. And Mike Lee used to frequent the club. And so he told me by the time he had his two friends that were battling, and two women battling it out. I don't really remember because we would throw out sometimes 6-7 people a night. But I probably did see Mike Lee, and I probably did end up throwing him out of the club. I was a fixture there for about 3 years. So, I mean, so people knew who I was. Let's see here. We also have, what's Robert say? Hey, Tim, what's good? I have a few. I know you can answer. Is OBJ coming back? No. What's the damn deal with KD acting hurt every other game because he's a wuss? And what quarterback have you scouted so far? Mr. Hooker out of Tennessee. Wow.
I think it was, you're 3 for 3, but
I'm 3 for 3. I think the question myself.
Who's Shane scouted, I think is what he means.
What colors? No, it's we is me. Because
I'm going to go out and go on a limb here and go, he means Shane.
They're going to screw it up. They need people like me. And I had a sound effect that said that, but I don't know what button it is. Shane, actually, they have scouted like 6 or 7 quarterbacks already, the Giants.
Oh, Rob, you're a letdown.
The Giants.
Boost his ego.
The Giants, we is you too. Of course it is. The Giants have gone. Shut up. This is the Tim is awesome show. The Giants have scattered pretty. I think they said like 6 or 7 different quarterbacks already. They're sending guys out like all over the country looking at quarterbacks. So you know what the Giants are going to grab a quarterback. I don't know who they personally have scouted, but they didn't call. Yes, Aaron Robinson is on the IR. He's out for at least 4 games with a knee injury. David says, you deserve it. Your stream is the only Giant stream that doesn't make me cringe. I don't know about that. Sometimes I cringe.
He has me on.
Yeah, I have Dom on. That makes you kind of cringe a little. Come on, David. That makes you cringe a little bit when you see Dom. Just a little bit. Irish Rover says, what do you say, Irish? I'm looking forward to going to the game. Bought the tickets. Have the rides from the airport. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be fun. I like going with people. I like going with different people each time. So I think it's and some people like LJ. Well, and you, Dom. I didn't really like going with you because I had to take you because you showed up in my house. But LJ was the first time that LJ had ever gone to a Giant game.
It was for both me and LJ.
And I was going to say it was the first time that you would have gone to a Giant game too. And I think if you are, if you're going to do something the first time like that, I think the Coaches Club is a pretty good. Is a pretty good way to go. And like I said, and it's not always going to be in the Coaches guys. When you come, it's not always going to be in the Coaches Club.
That's what she said. It
could be any place else. No, I'm just joking. It's not. We got lucky last week. Big L and I got lucky last week. So, but it's still a good time. What does Jeff have to say? Jeff says, if it was up to you, would you sign OBJ? No. What do you think? My opinion is bad news. No, I'm not doing it. He's hurt all the time. He's never got thrown out of the club.
Right.
Never got thrown out of the club close a few times. You and I probably saw me there, Mike. If you go to Who's on Third, if you was a Who's on Third for that 3-year period of time, you knew me. People knew me. Because I always wore, and everyone always says the same thing. I always wore my big black boots and a black t-shirt. And it was always, and people would always be like, it's like 27 degrees outside. And this guy is outside in just a t-shirt. So we is, yeah, he's right. It's me. Let's see. As long as you don't stop at Duke. Hey-o. That's a good one. Can you imagine if Saquon was not on this offense? Yes, we would be 1-3. It's going to be Mr. Rover's first time.
One?
Huh?
Would we be one without
I
Saquon?
gotta give it one. I gotta give us one win if Saquon wasn't on the team. If it was just Daniel Jones, you figure someone's got to fall into luck. Even a blind squirrel finds an acorn. So, Mr. Lewis is dropping the chats. And what's up, Tim? Being on your live stream, it feels like you understand me as a realistic Giants fans without other fans telling me I'm not real. So thank you. You're very welcome. You are very welcome. It's not about. And this is what I've said before, Dom. And this is what some people don't get. And I don't understand why they don't get it. Maybe you can explain it to me. You can have a difference of an opinion with someone else about a player, about a play, about a year in Giant history. But that doesn't make you any less of a fan than someone else who you're disagreeing with. And I don't understand how Daniel Jones apologists have this ingrained ability to turn around and say, well, if you don't like Daniel Jones, you're not a fan. You're not a true fan because you don't like the quarterback. I don't get that. Explain it to me.
No, I mean, look, it's different if you actively want your quarterback to fail, then you're not being, then you're probably arguably not being a fan of a team. You could make potentially that argument, but to say that the quarterback is not playing well, is not good, actually probably means you are more of a fan because you care. You can be realistic enough to have an open and frank conversation about what's going on, right? No club gets it right all the time in everything they do. If they did, it would be easy. It's not easy.
No, they're not me. They're not always right. What are you laughing at?
Oh, dear me.
The only thing I've ever gotten wrong, Dom, is having you on. Now I feel
I'm
better.
wearing just a t-shirt in 27.
Now I feel better. Jeff says, listen, Dom, did you watch the Jeff? No,
actually, I don't watch rugby league.
Chris, for the love of
wrong
MMA.
kind of rugby.
Oh, Chris from MMA. I know Chris from MMA. Just emailed you. Actually, been a follower longer than I can remember. Keep up the good work, my friend. Let's go, Big Blue. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And evidently he wants to go to a game. So hopefully we have an open seat on one of the days that you're available. Mike Lee says DJ lovers are binary in their thinking. If you call it that, you know what I have to say to DJ lovers? 0011 11 11 00 11 00 11 00. All right. See, look how smart I am. Marcus Gilmore says, if Andy Dalton's still a Bear, he should carry 3 quarterbacks on the active roster. I'm not surprised both quarterback got hurt on Sunday. They're both injury prone. I'm actually kind of surprised that the Giants have not carried 3 quarterbacks this year, Dom. I really am. Well, they don't have 3 quarterbacks, as because Well, I guess Davis Webb. I mean, he played well against the Home Depoters.
Yeah, that last preseason game, he did play well, but like I say, he's not played an NFL game, and he was playing those that are no longer.
He did play an NFL game. He is 2 carries for -3 yards.
Yeah, all right. He's
You know what I find funny. You know what I find funny about hobbits?
Hey, honey.
You know what I find funny about hobbits? I'm literally thinking I'm watching your beard grow as we're here. I think it's been growing. I knew it. That's Middle Earth stuff. I was going to curse, but I'm trying not to curse.
It's because, well, you see, 2 hours in our land is like 3 of your Earth years.
I knew it. Everyone wants to know, but that porn is just pouring in the night. Irish Rover, hope Rolly is doing well. We also have Chris saying, what are the chances we whiff on a quarterback again and end up going on the Archie Manning hunt? Just ask the Jets. Except Zach Wilson played really well when he came back in last week. So hopefully,
he did.
Hopefully they did. But
hopefully that's his one for the season. Did Andy Dalton start for the Saints this week? Did I dream that?
You did not dream that.
I didn't think I did.
I can dream about you if I can hold you tonight.
It'd be ironic though, wouldn't it? If he
can dream about. Shut up! I'm singing. I know
that's why I was talking
about you. If moving sidewalks. Yeah. Sorry.
You done?
No, not really. Not really, because I was just thinking of I was thinking of a movie that's in Streets of Fire. So it's I don't know why that popped in my head.
Whoever knows what happens with you? Do you reckon Andy Dalton drinks Black Rifle?
He should, because he is the Red Rifle.
It's a great sponsorship opportunity. They could open a casino.
They could. Dan Hartman,
you should go into advertising.
Yes. Dan Hartman. He's an American musician. If I can hold you tonight, I can dream about you. I am Milli Vanilli
you
all over again.
That song, and then he started singing it. Now, not so much.
See, love that song. See, Ron Juan loves that song.
He did love that song. Again,
no, he still says love that song. He did not say loved that song. He says love that song. Girl, you know it's true. Ooh, 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 ooh. I love you. Don't be shy when you're holding my hand. Sorry. I'm just going through all the 90s music right now. I got $1 prize for that. All right, you can have $1. Ron, call up Dom. He's going to give you $1. Let's see.
I can't afford $1 these days. It's like, £3 million.
I was going to say, you don't want to go. You don't want to go to the European conversion rate right now.
It's bounced back, actually.
Oh, it did bounce back a little bit?
Yeah, it's bounced back.
Okay. Big L says, punching bag again, Dom. Feel the pain.
I mean, I'm glad it was you who was hitting, not me.
Ron Juan is so right. Keep singing. Your vocals are tight. I know.
There's self-confidence.
I know.
And then there's the edge of a cliff. And then there's,
But the problem is when I reach the edge of the cliff,
you're like Wile E. Coyote and keep going, and don't think you're gonna. You've been drinking the Red Bulls.
I'm like Superman.
No, that was L.
Yes.
Gonna get to the game.
That was funny. That was the best. I still love that though. We got Coaches Club ticket. Okay, I'm going. I'm leaving now. I can dream about you if I can hold you tonight. Evidently, Irish Rover's on the floor. Mr. What? We got the porn back.
Too many white beaners, Irish Rover, is it?
Yeah, we got the porn back.
You got 2 lots of porn, haven't you?
Know too much, but I know love that I can touch. Sorry. If anyone can tell me what song that is, I'll give you a prize. And who sings that song?
I mean, to be fair, the vocals give you a great clue because it was tuneful and everything.
Exactly. Because that's if anyone knows what that song is, you get a prize.
I mean, with that, Tim's winning American Idol or whatever it's called.
All night, you give me what I like. I'm not gonna sing the rest because the hook is the song, but that's a good song. Keep singing, Tim. I'm always gonna say. What does Mr. Lewis have to say? Tim, I used to feel like we had smart, educated fan, but we don't. I'm sorry. I guess I should read the rest of the sentence. Fate to last during 10 years is garbage. It seems as if the fans have become mediocre, not calling the team out, and I want the dominance. I want to dominate. No, it's not Stoney Jackson. Blame, not that song. I agree. I don't disagree. I don't think it's a large segment of the fan base, Tom. I think it's a small segment of the fan base. I would say maybe like
it's a vocal segment.
Thank you. I was going to say I think it's the most vocal segment of the fan base that does it, though. But I think that's
also something. There is also something about the, and I'm not just having a go at the media, and I'm being very generalistic about it as well. But they like to click on those, or they like to point out those sort of things to attract attention and create clicks as well. Also, sometimes I think at times that can be an issue.
I like Jason says Leonard Williams sang it. I can even do the dance right. All night, you give me what I like. High explosive dynamite. Yeah, dynamite. Sorry.
We've gone from American Idol to Dancing with the Stars.
I could do the whole I could do the whole dance. If everyone guesses the song, but no one's gonna guess, I could do the whole dance.
Please don't.
I can do the whole.
Can you send me over the helmet, by the way? I need it for Sunday.
I can do the whole In Sync Bye 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 dance as well.
Again, please don't.
Which is funny because when my son was like 3 or 4, I was doing it in the middle of an aisle in the supermarket, and because it was making him laugh, and this lady behind me was cracking up. She was like, I was waiting for the rest. I was waiting for the rest of this to end. I didn't want to leave.
My wife was appalled the other day because I do the school run on a Monday because she's at work, and she was like, "Did you get wet on the way back?" I was like, "No." She was like, "Really? But you
Wait,
never."
Did she get wet? Did she get wet on the way back?
That's what she said.
She's like, "But I took the umbrella." I was like, "Yeah, I used Emily's," but she went, "But it's bright pink." I was like, "Yeah." So I walked down with a kid's umbrella. I wasn't bothered at all.
This was funny. We were in the coaches club, Big L and I, for the game, and Leonard Marshall and Plaxico Burris were there, and they were signing autographs. And you got to meet him, and it was great because I turn around to Big L, and I look at him, and I said, "I will give you $1,000 if you go up to Plax and tell him it is not smart to go to a strip club with a gun in your waistband." In the waistband of your sweatpants. Yeah.
I'm kind of really want the story to end with that's what he did.
It would have been great, but I understand why.
I mean, yeah, I suspect that L would not have come out well from that encounter.
No, it would not. Okay. Well, you know what, guys? I gotta end this because my roast is done. My roast, later, Tim, dinner time. Yeah, my roast is done right now. Everyone, you know what? It's been a fun time. It's been a fun 2 hours. I got to get the roast out of my smoker because I'm smoking a roast. Dom, there's no time for a final thought. We've run 20 minutes too long because the roast was supposed to be done at 5:30. But don't go away. Don't go away, man. Just go away. Just joking. I'm glad everyone was able to hang out. It was fun. It was a really good stream. I really appreciate everyone again. Everyone that jumped in and Dom, thank you for coming on as always.
Real quick. Everyone should tune in early for the game on Sunday because the lamplighters are doing the pre-match show.
9 o'clock, and you want to know what? This is Tim and Dom bringing online Big Blue, bringing the best of New York Giants sports talk. Appreciate everyone hanging out. You know what, guys? We are out of here.